Troy University has several changes on the way. This includes the newly established College of Science and Engineering.
News 4's Jacqueline Lambert shares the advancement efforts that the university is taking in the field of STEM.
Leaders at Troy University say the school is entering a new dimension with reclassifications that have birthed the College of Science and Engineering.
One of the chief responsibilities of a public institution is to assess the workforce needs and then work to meet those needs.
This college replaces the College of Arts and Science. It will strictly focus on STEM-related fields.
I appreciate the Alabama Commission on Higher Education. They've helped us do that. They leveled us up to doctoral status. They approved this engineering program, and I think they did both of those things because they recognize that Troy is uniquely positioned to help the Wiregrass region of Alabama thrive.
A new undergraduate degree program in electrical engineering will be available. Before, students had limited options in the field with pre-engineering courses before transferring to professional engineering schools. Now, they can get their engineering degree here and make an immediate impact.
Everything you see, from your cell phone to the casing of your cell phone, from your car to how a car has been painted, everything is designed and done by engineers. So if we need more of anything, it's more of engineers.
With the program, students will learn both theory and practical application to prepare them for the workforce. This is something future engineer Alex Bearden sees as a benefit.
But when you get out there in the industry, people are going to treat you different pay, different level in the workspace. It's a lot different. And also the extra classes that you are learning is great because, I want to take every opportunity I can get to learn. So.
At Troy University, I'm Jacqueline Lambert for your hometown news leader.
Chancellor Jack Hawkins says today marks the university's first major step in engineering in an answer to growing demands in the field.